This week, I'll be talking about The Snow Child by Eowyn Ivey. Escaping the grief of a stillborn child and still longing for the children that are now impossible for them to have, Jack and Mabel make their way up to the far north in search of tranquility. Their romantic notions of homesteading the land prove to be difficult, and their days are filled with quiet, hard work and routine in the wilderness that is 1920s Alaska frontier. Although they only have each other, their love for one another is strong, and in a moment of levity during the season's first snowfall, they play together and build a child out of snow, decorating the snow girl with mittens and a scarf. The next morning, they are startled to discover that the snow child is gone, and only a trail of tiny footsteps remain. For the weeks following, they both catch glimpses of a blonde little girl alone in the woods, but neither dares to mention it to the other, afraid that long-buried hopes have overruled common sense. Then one day, a little girl, Faina, shows up on their doorstep. She is small and fair and has a magical aura about her. She survives in the wilderness and hunts with a red fox who is always at her side. As Jack and Mabel struggle to understand Faina, they come to love her as their own. But in this beautiful, rugged landscape, things are rarely as they appear, and what they eventually learn about Faina will transform them all. Eowyn Ivey's enchanting, mesmerizing debut novel is the story of a couple whose longing for a child is so intense that they may have imagined her into existence. As dazzling as the snowy Alaskan landscape in which it is set, the Snow Child shines with imaginative power, immersing the reader in a place both far away and familiar, a tale both universal and brilliantly unique. Eowyn Ivey was raised in Alaska and continues to live there with her husband and 2 daughters. She received her BA in journalism through the honors program at Western Washington University and worked for nearly 10 years as an award-winning reporter at the Frontiersman newspaper. She is a bookseller at the Fireside Books in Palmer, Alaska. This is her first novel. Thanks for joining me this week for Haines Library's Book Talk, and I hope that you enjoy The Snow Child as much as I did.